Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Shoujo-Verse. Today we are doing our reactions to the recent Fruits Baskets episodes of the final season 3 and 4, and I am here today with Miso and Azayan.
Hello.
Hi.
But before that, we have some very, very exciting news to share with everyone. Yay! So we were able to reach our milestone of having 1,000 views. And to celebrate with everyone, we want to do a giveaway.
Yay!
So for our giveaway, we are giving away the first 2 volumes of Harumatsu Bokura, or Waiting for Spring.
So excited.
Yeah, I love that series, so.
Very nice reverse harem.
Yeah, so we're giving away the first 2 volumes, and all you have to do to enter is find us on Twitter at the Shoujo-Verse, and we will have a tweet up today when this episode airs, which is what it is.
Today will be the 3rd.
The 3rd.
When this airs, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be May 3rd. May 3rd. So find us on Twitter, find the post, retweet, follow us. And this contest is this giveaway is gonna last for about a week. So we are going to be announcing the winner on our episode on Monday the 10th, May 10th.
So just retweet and follow us on our Twitter. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And we post some good content on that Twitter. So
yeah, you won't regret the follow.
Yeah, you won't regret it. Follow me too while you're at it.
You can follow me because I'm a cosplayer and I'm totally not posting anything recently, but I will on Instagram at Azayaka_cosplay and Facebook Azayaka Cosplay, Azayaka.
So my Twitter is Shoujoverse Nikki, and if you follow me, you can learn about my life. Alright everyone, so make sure you join in on our giveaway and you could possibly win. So for this episode, let's start off with episode 3. This is the graduation episode and also that arc about Mochi.
Yeah, I mean, in this episode, the graduation episode, I find it really nice with the Prince Yuki fan club girl and her graduation and how she kind of like confesses to him in the end. I find that really wholesome because she's quote unquote like the bully kind of character, but I find it so nice that they gave her like a proper like send off.
Yeah, I think it also like how Yuki touches, like wipes away her tears. Like it also shows his development with how easily he was able to do that. Like with his like feeling distant from people, obviously also the fact that he would turn into a rat if he got hugged by a woman, but also just with how like distant he feels from people and like moments in the past where he like hesitates to touch like Toru or something, he just like easily wipes away her tear. It just shows his growth too, and how like every character is contributing to his growth and the way that she contributed to his growth too.
I actually really like the way that they've been developing Yuki. I remember like, because I had a long break between season 1 and season 2, since I kind of just binged season 2 before starting this one. I remember just like not really, I wasn't like super into Yuki's character in general. Like I was like, oh, I guess she's just second male lead. Not like a second male lead.
Controversial opinion. I actually like Yuki more than Kyo. Controversial.
It's not controversial. I agree.
Yeah, okay. I didn't like Yuki that much at first, but I really like the way that they've like developed him and the way that I feel like you get a lot about his inner monologue. There's been a lot of focus on him in the recent episodes.
In some ways, I feel like he's more developed than Kyo in some ways because he like actually changes throughout the series, while Kyo just kind of maintains his tsundere fury attitude the entire series.
So I think that they're kind of like wrapping up Yuki's arc. right now. I think that's why we're getting so much of him and why it feels like he's advanced so much more than Kyo. Because I think Kyo is next. He's gonna, like, the focus is gonna shift to him and Toru next. But right now they're kind of like giving us the Yuki and Machi stuff. And they're showing us, look, Yuki has like made so much progress. He's actually able to now help someone else. He's now able to help Machi because he made so much of his own progress. So, yeah, I think he's getting the spotlight because they're kind of wrapping him up.
Yeah, but I feel like he's always been given
Yeah,
the spotlight, even like season 1 and 2
That's
as
true.
well.
That's true.
I just kind of binged season 2 recently, so it's a little fresher in my mind. And when I
Same.
say recently, I mean like this past week.
Yep, me too.
But I feel like season 2 we barely got a lot of Kyo at all, actually. It was just a lot of Yuki for sure.
Yeah. Now that you say that, like, I feel like we should have gotten more Kyo, but
Yeah, I haven't been getting him.
I guess because he's the outsider, like his story isn't as like intertwined with all the other Zodiac members as much. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. I mean, I think they are gonna do some more with him. I think maybe season 1 he kind of had a lot of stuff going on, right?
He had like a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Like there's this whole like cat thing, the bracelet. Was that season 1? His bracelet
Yeah,
thing?
I think season 1.
I don't remember which.
Season 1 did a lot for him.
Yeah.
More so than season 2 or what we've seen so far in season 3, and there's not much happening in season 3 either.
Yeah.
But season 2 had a lot more focus, I think, on Yuki. And so far they've been doing a lot more focus on Yuki in general. But I mean, I'm not really complaining too much. I do want to see more Kyo, but the way that they've been doing Yuki, I also really like, so I can't really complain that much about it.
I'm not complaining about like them showing Yuki because I love my boy, but I just think Kyo might. Oh, I guess we're moving on to Kyo like probably next episode or so because it's wrapping up all the side characters now, especially since I'm just jumping all over the place. But episode 4, since that kind of wrapped up the Rin Hatsuharu thing, so it's probably gonna jump back into Kyo starting next episode. Fingers crossed.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't read the manga either, so I don't even know what happens.
I don't remember
Well,
what
I
happens.
think what supports that is the fact that Yuki and Kakeru, his like student council friend, are obviously getting a lot closer. So he's got a confidant now. He has someone like who he feels comfortable to tell how he's feeling and like things that he hasn't really told other people before. So that's another reason I think that his arc is kind of wrapping up. Once again, I just want to point out that he casually initiates physical contact with Kakeru too, and I'm so proud of my boy for becoming comfortable around people.
My boy is growing up and soon graduating.
I was just gonna say, like, back when Fruits Basket first came out and I was reading the manga 17 years ago, I really was a Kyo fan. I didn't like Yuki at all. But now it's so funny, like, watching it again, I've totally flip-flopped. And now I'm just like, oh my god, Yuki forever. And, like, I'm not really a fan of, like, pretty boy so much. So I think that's why I wasn't as much of keen on Yuki at first. But, like you guys said, like, I just really love his growth. And I like my emotional boy.
Yeah, I like my soft emotional boy, we don't have that a lot. And in some ways I wish he was the male lead, but Kyo's a good choice too.
Yeah, I think that he doesn't complement Toru as well as Kyo does.
Yeah, they definitely have like the opposites attract type of thing going on. And then like if it was a Yuki, it's like soft, it doesn't really like work as well in shoujo romances, I think.
That's why he has Machi, who's like rather psycho.
She's a little,
disoriented. She's a little messy.
Disoriented.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Oh, that's actually such a good contrast since Machi hates like perfection, right?
Yeah.
And then like Yuki's like all about being perfect, like unintentionally, but he's like the perfect prince.
Yeah, so like I think that he, like, the reason why Machi has caught his eye is because she observes him, like, she notices things about him that other people haven't really paid attention to before. Like, she's actually watching him. She's seeing him rather than the other girls who are just, like, fawning over his face and the, like, persona that he projects. Like, she actually sees who he is, and he's just like, oh, wow, I feel so seen.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I think what was interesting is that we get revealed, with, I think it's now, the other student council member.
Oh,
The
the
TV?
really short, the
Yeah.
short one.
Kakuragi is what I wrote, but maybe now is his first name.
Um,
Mm.
I just know him as the chibi.
yeah,
We can call him the TV.
well, you know how he, like, goes up and, like, says, I think, did he confess? I don't remember if he, like, actually said the words.
I call it confessing
I don't
without
think he
confessing.
confessed. Yeah, because he kind of just said, like, let's meet again or something like
Yeah,
that.
like he repeated what Minagawa said to Yuki. Like he's just like, I wish you happiness. Like I hope that you find happiness wherever you go.
Yeah, so it, like, wasn't really a confession, but, like, because then they like hinted at it before where they were like, oh.
Yeah, like I think she gets it, even though he didn't say it. Like I think she gets it.
Well, yeah, I think she gets it. I mean, we as the viewers must definitely get it since it was kind of foreshadowed when they were like, oh, now, do you like someone that likes Yuki or something? Like, why do you hate him so much? And then I didn't expect it to be her out of all people.
Yeah, I actually did not expect it to be her, and I was like,
I was a
oh,
little taken aback by
okay.
that one. I was like, it was kind of random.
Yeah, I feel like that could have been developed or more foreshadowed earlier on rather than like just
I don't
thrown in
know.
there.
I don't think it's very important.
Yeah, I don't think
like,
it's important
to
either.
need more development or foreshadowing. At the
True.
same time, like it's not contributing much. So I feel like it didn't need to be in there at all.
Yeah.
You didn't really feel like
Yeah,
it was
I
just
feel
a
like-
moment.
I feel like a little
Honestly,
I don't know. I feel foreshadowing would have made like the transition smoother, but no complaints honestly because it's not a big.
they
deal.
foreshadowed it
Yeah.
a little bit. I think it was just really random. It seemed very convenient because they had him like some girl that was already graduating, so they didn't have to deal with it again.
Yeah, I must not have been paying attention because I didn't remember that. So that scene was just out of the blue. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
same.
Like it wasn't like jarring, and I wasn't like, oh, I needed foreshadowing for this. Like I didn't mind it. It was just there.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just, oh,
It was
okay.
just kind of just like, oh, I'm surprised. And then we
Yeah, I
moved
was
on.
like,
Yeah.
I don't really.
Wasn't
I think it was just like one more thing to hammer home like this episode's theme of like growing up and parting ways, but still cherishing a friendship even if you part ways. Like it was just one more thing to add to that.
I guess so. I guess sometimes I just dislike it when they make characters like each other for seemingly no reason.
Right? Like just everybody
I
has to
have-
end up with
I-
somebody.
Or everyone
Everybody's
always has
got
to
a crush
have
on
a crush
someone.
on
It's okay.
someone.
I have a bone to pick. Fruits Basket. Like I love the series. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. But I kind of don't like how everyone is just like forced to pair off. Like everyone has to pair off with someone
Yeah.
by the end of the series. There's no one that's just by themselves.
Well, they didn't pair off. Like he just had a crush on her and then she graduated. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, but not them specifically, but
In
like
general,
other
yeah.
couples that are just like
Yeah.
really rushed and like unnecessary.
Like who?
Like Kurino and Arisa.
Oh, I don't.
Oh my
like
god,
that
I have
one.
such a problem with
Yeah,
that.
I don't like that one.
I cannot. Like you met her
I know, I
twice.
was
And
like,
he
Calm
like
down.
he was
Stop.
like ready to kiss you, a minor. I mean, even if she wasn't a minor, like he's a stranger, and he was ready to kiss you.
Yeah, it's just there's so much. I don't like it either. I'm like, first of all, you guys met like twice. Second of all, you guys have like a huge age gap,
Mm-hmm.
and like, why do you? I don't know.
This is like, I don't know. I think they're just trying to go with like the love at first sight type of thing, and like that is very hard to make work. I think like making us believe in love at first sight is really hard to do, and I don't believe in it with Kurino and Arisa.
I don't believe in it. I like.
I just think it was so like hammered and like dude, he really didn't need that. He is. I don't think
know.
it's
I guess
necessary.
it's like a reason for him to try and break, like something to tear him away from Akito. Like, other than Arisa, there isn't really any reason for him to leave Akito. So it's like, it's just there as incentive for him to
Yeah,
wanna
I mean,
leave.
I guess it's a way for him to long for like the
It could have
outside
been
world and not just
anyone
like
else,
Akito's
though.
little.
It literally could have been anyone
And it could have
else.
had more time. Yeah, like it could have been developed more.
It
This
could
is
have.
already a
didn't
long ass
have-
series. You can make it a little bit longer.
It didn't have to be a freaking minor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really
Well-
hard to justify. Like, imagine just a grown man being like, "I fell in love at first sight with this high school girl."
Yeah.
I mean, Fruits Basket is like notorious for
There are
age gaps that are super
actually
questionable.
a ton of age
Yep.
gaps.
Mm-hmm.
But
Fruits is not shy about that.
yeah, there aren't. But yeah, I guess if you think about it, it does push along the story a lot because there's a lot about, Toru does a lot of things because of Kureno
Yeah.
and Arisa, and so technically it pushed the plot really forward because that's how she gets close to Kureno.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the only reason why she was able to
Yeah.
talk to him and learn all the stuff
and
that she learned.
it's like probably the only reason that he tells her the truth about the curse already being broken.
Yeah, so there's actually
Yeah.
yeah. So it does a lot for the plot,
know.
but it's so
Yeah.
I understand its existence, but I just think it could have been done
Yeah.
better.
way better.
Like it's, yeah. I feel like the author just went like, "Oh, how do we push the plot forward?" I guess Kureno needs to start thinking about things outside of
She's
Akito.
she's just sitting there thinking
I already
like,
have a female girl. I already have a female cast ready. Let's just push them together.
Kureno's not in love with anyone. How could I miss that? How could I not give him someone to be in love with? All of my characters are in love with someone. Who isn't?
Oh,
And then she
yeah.
had to find somebody who wasn't in love with someone in her cast and
Yeah.
pit them together.
There isn't a character that's not paired up with
Except
anyone.
Hanajima. No, but she has a
No, no,
crush
no.
on
She
Shisho.
likes the-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She has a crush on him.
Yeah. Okay, that was something too. I was like, I don't like where this is
Only
going.
her little brother. Only Hanajima's little brother. Unless you count he has this weird
Oh.
siscon, sister complex.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could have also easily been a one-sided thing. Like if Arisa just had this crush and still was wanting to see him, then Toru still could have. He didn't have to like a minor. I think that's the main thing.
The one thing I will say for it is that if your whole life, like Kureno, you've been kind of bonded to a younger woman,
Oh,
because
true.
Akito's only 20, and you've been not only that, but you've also been heavily restricted and not really allowed to have your own life. I can see why your mind would be kind of stuck at a younger age, even though he's 26. He wasn't really allowed to grow up or have have emotions or development. So I can see why he might be attracted to a younger person. And then that's the thing that he's attracted to in her is her her energy and how she just says what she feels without hiding it. So if we look at it that way, then I can kind of buy it.
I guess so.
I don't think that excuses it, but I'm willing to look at it from that perspective.
I mean, that's one of the least questionable age gaps, I would think, because Arisa,
She's a minor.
How old is she? She's close to
She's
graduating.
a second
so
year,
it's
so
not-
she's 17, turning 18 next year.
yeah, it's not as bad.
Fruits Basket is definitely full of age gaps.
There's a ton. They're all I don't know.
Almost all the relationships.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's I think all the guys are older.
Yeah. Well, Rin is
except for
2
Rin and
years
Hatsuharu.
older. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the only one that's she's
Okay,
older.
can I ask this dumb question? Why do some people call Rin Rin and some people call her Isuzu?
Her name is Isuzu, but I don't know why they call her Rin sometimes.
Isn't her name Isuzu?
I don't
Rin?
know.
But Isn't her last name Soma?
Yeah, her
Oh wait,
last
but
name's
isn't
Soma.
she?
She's.
Yo, what is
I don't
going
know why they call
on?
her Rin. I was
You're
actually thinking
right.
about that too. Like her name is Isuzu, but they call her Rin for some reason. I guess it. I just assumed it was some nickname.
I thought her name was just Isuzu
No, she's a
Rin.
Soma.
But then now that you mention, and then yeah,
I don't know why.
Her name is Isuzu. Her nickname is Rin. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
I
understood.
Oh, okay. One of the characters for Isuzu has Rin in it, like the character, like the kanji itself.
Oh,
I think that's where it comes from.
Oh yeah, the last character is Rin. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Mystery solved.
yeah. I never noticed it.
I
until
noticed
you
it. I
mentioned
thought I started thinking about it, and I'm like, what? And then I remember that when they went to like they asked about her at like the high school, and then they were like, "Oh, do you know Itsusu Soma?" And then they were like, "Yeah, but she hasn't been to school." And then I was like, "Wait, her last name is Soma." Anyway, that was my thought process.
I don't know. It never.
Yeah, I just my head accepted that they
empty,
were the
clearly.
same person, even though I didn't understand why.
Yeah, I did too. I was just like, oh, yeah, it
Yeah, I
works.
just
It
didn't
makes
know why.
sense.
Okay,
Somehow.
But going back to season or episode 3,
yeah,
I really liked and Yuki, more Yuki. I would really like the moment where he like discreetly just stopped Machi from knocking over the box of chalk in the meeting. Like, he just grabbed her hand. It was so cute. I was
Yes.
like, oh my god.
Yes,
I'm
that
here
I
for
like that
this.
too. I was so into that. I was like, oh my god, that was so cute.
Yes.
I like almost
I know.
squealed out loud because I was like,
Same.
oh, that's so
I don't even know
cute.
why. Like, it
That's
was like
so,
the simplest thing, but I was like, ah. There's a whole thing about Yuki too, because they were talking about the snow, and then she was like, and how she like,
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that. His name is Snow.
Yeah, his name
and
is
they were
Snow.
talking about it.
Oh,
And she doesn't like undisturbed snow. And Yuki, Soma, is very disturbed. So he totally is a good fit for her.
damn, we're drawing parallels
Oh,
now.
that's a great parallel, Nikki. I didn't even think of that.
That actually works so well.
yeah, I
Dude,
think a
Fruits
lot of
Basket just
animes-
like, it's like went up a level in my mind. And so did you. You just also graduated a level. Congratulations.
I think a lot of things are in anime. You can see it better if you learn Japanese for a bit, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, me too. I don't remember much of it, but
I don't remember much of it either.
It
but
didn't click.
It is what it is. But yeah, I think they're actually really cute together too. At least so far from what I've seen in their interactions. Like, I think I like the way that they're developing.
I think they have like the healthiest development of their relationship of any relationship in this show. Like the way they're going is like the most healthy of any other pair.
I mean, they definitely are one of the most like developed pair as well, especially with Yuki and his like character growth from start to.
And it's impressive that
finish.
like Machi came in late into this show. Like she hasn't been in this show very long, but like I'm already invested in her arc with Yuki. Like I didn't it felt like I was okay with her coming into the show so late.
Yeah, same.
I think she was also developed really well because it was started with like really subtle, like trickling in her character, like towards. I think she was second season, right? Yeah, they like introduced her gently, and then they started adding more and more scenes, and it just developed so well and complemented with Yuki's development. It's just 10 out of 10. I have no thoughts. 10 out of 10.
I don't necessarily.
So we're all here.
I don't. So the one thing about Machi that I don't necessarily understand her like tick, I guess, or her if she has like a compulsion. I guess it would be called. It would be called like a compulsion where she would have to mess up things.
Yeah, I think she just can't stand like perfection because her mother's always like, you have to be perfect, and it's just so ingrained.
Yeah, I
that
think
she can't
for
stand
me
it.
it's more like I don't really understand what triggers it because for right now it just seems really random. Like sometimes she's like, we'll make a mess, and then sometimes she's fine, and then sometimes she makes a mess, and it doesn't really get explained what triggers her.
sometimes, this might be a bad comparison, but with like anxiety or panic attacks, like sometimes there isn't a trigger. Sometimes it just kind of comes on you out of nowhere. And I think that happens when you've been like repressing an emotion for a long time. A panic attack out of nowhere is your body saying like, I can't take this anymore. I have to let it out right now, even though this is not the time or place for it. And like there was really no specific trigger. So I don't know if it's like that where if she's just, I don't know, maybe she's just like a passing thought comes through her mind of how like she hates being in the meeting or something. Like everyone here in this meeting is so perfect, and like maybe some subtle trigger like that. I don't know.
Maybe. I think that's something.
I feel like she might not. She might not necessarily have a trigger. Like again, I think it just happens sporadically.
I don't know if like I don't know if this like character is based on like any real life person, or like her compulsion is based on anything that the author actually like dealt with. So she also might have just like made this up without thinking about it too hard.
I guess that's where, that's
That
where I'm
could be
kind
the
of. I
case.
think that's where I'm kind of like, it's kind of not
The
flushed
show
out
is
as
also
well.
just like one big soap opera, so everything has to be super dramatic.
That's true.
I will fight anyone who says this show is not a soap opera.
No, I was thinking about how I was like, dude, this could just be like, just this as like, I'm imagining it in like a context of like an American TV drama, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this would be amazing on American TV.
Yeah,
This would be a
it's
great.
over the top dramatic with emotional moments, and it's like kind of episodic in some ways.
It would be a great K-drama, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe that too. I was
think
thinking
so,
something
too.
along the veins of like Vampire Diaries or like Gossip Girl type thing. And I was like,
I think that amps the drama a
I
little
think
too
if it
much
was
there.
around, I feel like being produced in a similar vein to those shows, like CW shows, I think it would be
Oh no, not the
I'm like,
CW.
well, it would be insane.
They haven't made like a live action of Fruits Basket, right?
I don't know. I think it's hard to. I think it's hard for them to do the
It would
transforming
need to
probably.
be, yeah, it would need to be like much bigger budget than most live actions adapted from anime, I think, to be able to be done successfully. They probably just can't get the budget together.
It definitely can be remade in live action since it's not like too out there. Like they just turn
Yeah.
to animals. It's
It
not
most definitely
That part's
could.
not out there. It's the dramatic things that happen, that people's like parents say to them, or that they've done to their own family members. That's the stuff that's out there.
Oh yeah, and then once you see the age gap in real life, that's a little
Yeah,
out
but
there.
that they would definitely have to change people's ages.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on episode 3?
I don't think so. Yay, Yuki X Machi.
Okay. I guess we can go into episode 4. This was all about. I think it starts off with the hero's little sister.
For the very first moment, Akito is holding her father's ashes in a box, but then it jumps over to Hiro and Kisa. They look a little older
They
now.
do. I think they aged them up in this season.
Yeah, I don't know how much time has passed, but Hiro definitely had like a little girl.
There shouldn't. No, I mean, I think in that timeline between, like the last episode of season 2 and the first episode of season 1, I don't think that much time actually passed. But I think they did age them up a little bit, which is reasonable because, I mean, they're growing. Wait, actually, if you think about it, since when did he find out she was pregnant? Wasn't it his mom was pregnant? Wasn't it at like when they were at the? It was during season
Season
2 at the
2.
beach, right?
At the beach.
So that means from the time at that beach
Yeah.
till now, it's been about 9 months, or maybe not. Maybe not 9 months, like 7 months, because then she might have been like 2 months pregnant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been like almost a year essentially. Oh, that would make sense because then beach would be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
summer, so like July,
And then New Year's,
August,
New Year's,
and then it's
recently
graduation.
happened.
Yeah,
Wait, New Year's?
yeah. And then graduation is spring in Japan, right? So that's like April, May, something like that.
Yes, I think it's I think it might be like March, April.
So
March,
actually, a
April.
lot of time has been passing.
Hey, it follows the timeline really
They're
well.
actually
'cause
like
it started airing
they're
around
actually
April.
being pretty clear about giving us a timeline in the show.
I feel like a lot more time is passing than I thought, actually.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that they
Yeah, I
had
feel-
gotten older.
I mean, I kind of forgot they were graduating, like
When
soon
does
to be
the-
graduating.
I'm just waiting for the Momiji glow up to happen. Like, when does that happen?
Oh, it's happening. You see the ending
Oh, is
card?
that?
It's
Oh my god!
happening.
Wait,
That's Momiji
wait, that guy, that one
Honey,
blonde
in the
guy.
ending.
Honey Momiji becomes a
Yeah.
Bishi.
Yeah,
He becomes the Bishi of our
Oh
dreams.
wait, that what in the opening?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, the ending.
He's in the opening too, as his older self.
That
Oh, is
one
he?
blonde guy. Oh my god! I kept thinking, I was like, who the hell is this blonde guy?
I know. It's our boy.
Oh my god,
Momiji.
that makes so.
It's our boy.
Oh, that makes sense. I was like, who is this character?
I really hope they get his
It's like-
older voice right. Like, it can't be too deep, but it also can't be too high. Like his small, cute self.
He can't, yeah, he can't keep his like cute like honey senpai voice. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so funny if he looked like that, but he still had that voice.
Ew.
That'd be an interesting one.
I was gonna say, did anyone else kind of hate Hiro at first? Because he's a little brat and he like bullies Toru at first.
I think I just like attributed it to him being young, so I didn't think too much about it.
He was kind of like annoying, like a brat, but like
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, I
hate
mean,
him.
I found him annoying.
I thought he was a little bratty, but I was like, oh, it's because he's like, however old he is, like a child.
He's a Tsun now, and now
Oh.
I love him because he's a cute little Tsun.
I like him and Kisa too, actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so cute
he's-
when she was like, asking Hatsuharu if Hiro liked Rin.
Yeah.
Like she totally like misunderstood the conversation, like it whooshed over her
Yeah.
head, and she was like, "Hiro likes Rin," and I was like,
Yeah, she's
"Yes,
just like-
discover
yeah,
your
she's just
feelings
like,
for him."
oh. I think they're so cute. Honestly, just them showing up together on the screen makes me happy. I don't know why.
Yes, and I love that like I love that like the animal Kisa turns into as a
Yeah, yeah.
predator, and he turns into like a prey
That's
animal.
true.
Oh my god, his sheep form is so
I
cute.
think they're so cute. Those two are like my favorite pairing.
I know, like I want a spin-off series of them.
I
like,
know. I
closer.
really want them. I really want to see what they're like aged up.
I think you'll see them in like Fruits Basket another like
Maybe.
the extra.
I haven't read it. I don't know. Maybe I should just to see if they're in it.
But they're so cute.
I feel like
They have to
are,
be.
but I might not be. It probably won't be focused on them. Like they might just be like teens or young adults. I don't know how far they
That's for real
aged
though.
up.
Every time they're just like next to each other, I'm just like, wow, that's so cute. They're not even doing anything.
So
I
precious.
know they're not even doing anything. They're just like
precious.
walking next to each other, and I'm like, my faves.
Look, I love childhood friends who love her. Okay,
This is a case
like
where
a
it
guilty
works.
pleasure.
Yeah, they're so cute. Okay, but there's also like a lot of like some intense stuff that happened in this episode too.
Oh yeah, some like
Akito.
uh.
She's a little something. I don't know. Do you guys like Akito? Like, can you even forgive her?
Okay, so after I like learned what I've learned about Akito, and like I can't just sit there and like blame her mother Ren for messing her up, and like her father for spoiling her and telling her like you were born to be loved. Like I can't entirely just like excuse her of everything she does because of that. But I guess I don't hate her. You know who I hate? I hate that old
Who?
ass bitch lady, the retainer woman
Oh,
who
the
shows
maid.
up and
That's
is
the
like,
maid lady.
"You can't breathe around Akito. Get away from her."
That one. Yeah, yeah.
I
hate
feel
her
like
too.
she definitely makes it. She's definitely more hateable than Akito.
She is
Like,
the
Akito, there's some
most
points where you feel bad, but then the maid is like, "You're what excuse do you have?"
I don't even know her name, but she's just like, "Kiss the ground that Akito walks on," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh
I
my
get it.
god, when is it your time to die?"
And then she's like something about bloodline, and I'm like, "Girl, what the hell do you like? Are you part of this family? What's going on?"
She's the only character that I like. I'm ready to see her die.
Yeah, she's pretty weird. There's so much with Akito, like, I can't understand her at all.
It's just like Akito just kind of grosses me out with the way that she's constantly just like guilting people and gaslighting them. Like it's so like I hate how it like how she messes with everyone's minds and like
I was gonna say, I also just hate this idea of how she only cares about, like, the guy zodiacs. That makes sense.
yeah, like
Like the male
the women
zodiacs.
she gets super jealous of the women.
There's a reason for that, but that's later on.
Yeah, because she can't separate like love, like just a platonic love and a romantic love. Like she can't separate those two. So she like
I mean,
the only type of like love that she's aware of is more like a possessiveness. Like these are my belongings and you can't touch them.
I think what I hate about it is that she's going on and on about this bond that she has with everyone, right? And she's like, you can't touch the bond that I have with the Zodiac members, but she doesn't give a shit about the female ones. Like, she only cares about the male ones.
well,
And when she, like, says all that stuff, it's like only the bond that she has with, like, these certain Zodiac members.
I think it has to do with like internalized like misogyny, especially since she was like grown up as a quote unquote male, and then the only female in her life like is her mother, and she's seen how terrible she is, and that kind of just makes her hate women.
And how sexual her mother is. Like
yeah.
After they kind of showed her mom, I did get it a little bit more. I was like, okay, I guess I can kind of see it, but it's still not very... I mean, it's still not justified in any way, in my opinion, and doesn't really make sense. Like, it's just... I hate the way that they did that. Like, there's already... I don't know, there's already enough misogyny.
Yeah, it almost...
go around.
It almost feels like the show is, like, trying to excuse Akito for what she does and how she is because of her mother. Like... But then at the same time, like, it was so satisfying when Hatsuharu got pissed off at her, and like I was so ready for him to punch her. I was like, no, why did you punch the wall? Her face was 2 inches away.
I think what I liked the most is when he was walking out and then Kurino told him to not come back. That's when like you really knew that curse is kind of breaking.
Oh yeah, because the little fibers on the rope like start to
the little rope as well.
Yeah, it still makes me like really curious. Like, how did Kurano's curse break? Like, so easily.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
I think Shigure's already mentioned it, that it's already been breaking, or something along those lines.
Yeah, but this is like the first like visual confirmation we have that the curse is starting to break, at least for Hatsuharu.
Oh, that was so satisfying, though. I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, you go, boy. Come back.
I really wanted to snap right there. I was like, oh yes. Yes, you can do that. I was like,
pop off.
I know, I was so ready for it to snap. I was so ready for it to snap. And then it didn't. I was like,
so
damn it.
I was like, oh my god, is it time? I was like, oh my god, is it time? Oh my god. And then it didn't snap. It just barely took a thread off. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, but it's a start. It's gonna snowball.
Can I just say, Haru is super hot when he's mad.
Haru is hot for no reason. Like,
I know. But like, I prefer him being angry to being like calm and kind of goofy Hatsuharu. Like, I like the pissed off Hatsuharu.
I mean, I liked his was it dark Hatsuharu as well?
Yeah, black Haru. Yeah,
that's hot.
He's hot for absolutely no reason. Oh my god. Okay, I was in season 2. You know that part where he finds Rin, like she's talking to Yuki and like going off on him about how Haru did all that stuff, and then he like finds her,
and he just comes up and kisses her.
Yeah.
And she like tries to break away, and he's like, "Nah."
There was just so much
she gives
in that scene.
I know.
Like, first of all, he's like, how old is he? Like 16, right? He's like 16.
I know, right? He's
like
15.
Yeah, he's like 16, and then second of all, he goes from being like, oh, I think I'll just die.
Go ahead.
I think I'll just die. And she's like, what? And then he just kisses her.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Dude, he...
I thought that was so funny, though, because I was like... I don't know. I was just so shocked. From first...
He's He's so in his world. Sometimes he's so in his head. He's just like, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I love how he like melts Rin, who's like this super tough, like get away from me, I'm a badass bitch like vibe, and he just like when Hatsuharu's around, she just turns into like this blushy like sweet girl who's like, oh, and all shy. I love how he does that to her.
And then after that kiss too, it was really funny because Yuki like drops his bag.
Oh yeah,
Right?
He's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, same.
Yuki's
Yuki.
like, damn, I'm getting hot.
Yuki's like, the fuck? And I'm like, oh, same. I was like, literally, what the hell? This is so random. It makes no sense. He literally was just like, I'm gonna die.
He's like, in front of my salad. What the hell?
Yeah,
But-
I think their relationship is so funny because they're like, okay, like Haru's cool, but then there's some times where I'm like, he's such a 16-year-old boy, like dramatic for no reason.
I mean, the whole show
They,
is
yeah,
like
they
that.
all are.
Yeah, but I don't
They
know
all
why,
are.
but his
That's what I
his
love.
drama-
Like, they're all dramatic.
I feel like his drama is like extra dumb sometimes.
He's a teenage boy.
Yeah.
He's growing.
And I'm just like, wow,
But
he's
it's-
such a teenage boy. But why they make him?
It's
But why they make
endearing.
him like that? Like, what? Who decided to draw a 16-year-old like that?
Why they draw him so hot for no reason?
Yeah,
Like,
there's no
what?
reason.
Why?
I think they look really good together too. They're both like really hot for no reason. I'm like,
Right?
They both have like the edgy goth kid look.
not gonna lie, Rin is pretty hot too.
Yep.
She is.
So Haru rescues her. We find out that Akito has imprisoned her for trying to sneak into the Soma house and strike a deal. Or rather, she struck a deal with Ren, Akito's mother, to
Yeah, she was
sneak.
stealing like the box.
Yes, to sneak into the Soma house and steal Akito's father's ashes because Ren wants them. But Ren never had any intention of keeping her end of the bargain, which was to help Rin figure out how to break the curse. And so Rin gets caught by Akito in the act, and Akito decides to throw her into the cottage where the cat is supposed to be kept and where they plan to imprison Kyo. But Kuruno winds up finding her. Kuruno's redeeming himself now. He winds up finding her and freeing her, getting her to a hospital. Of course, she tries to escape, and in her delusion and weakened state, she faints in the middle of the sidewalk, and then Haru comes and finds her and tells her, like, come home to me. And she's like, okay, I give up. I'm coming home to you. And it's so cute.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Towards the end, when the ending was playing, I almost cried. I was like, oh my god, such a good way to end the episode.
I think when I first learned about her backstory, I thought it was so sad.
I kind of liked how it kind of like reflected back on in the past when she fainted and Haru couldn't like carry her and he had to like
Oh,
ask for
true.
help, and it kind of like she looks back at that past and like now he's like
Yeah.
Now he's a
strong
big
enough.
boy.
Yeah. He can physically
big
carry
boy.
her, but he can also like mentally carry her burdens.
Yeah, and she no longer has to go through these burdens by herself.
Well, and she's finally willing to let him share these burdens. Like, I think when he's carrying her, like, doesn't he say you're so light or something? Does he comment on how light she is?
I
know.
don't remember.
I
I think he
don't
does,
remember.
like, physically you're light because you've not been eating, but also, like, you're easier to carry because you're letting me help you. You're helping me help you.
It was so sweet of him.
Yeah.
But like those elementary kids that were like just staring at them, that's me the entire episode. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on?
Yeah, I can't imagine witnessing that as a child, like, just in the middle of the street, in the middle of the neighborhood.
Some guy who looks like he's part of like a biker gang picks up a girl who like is in her hospital gown in the middle of the
Right.
street.
I think it's so weird, just this relationship that Akito has with like all of the male zodiacs. It's so, I don't know. It's just there's just so much toxicity and like
I mean, her and Shigure are like the ultimate toxic couple.
Oh my god, yes.
That was so bad. Oh my. That conversation that they had was just like, I was just like constantly like, what the fuck?
Same. I was like, oh my god. Make it stop.
It just kept getting worse. And I was like,
Yeah. And then they have like
and then they slept
and
together.
they have, like,
And I was like, oh.
pity sex, like angry sex. Like when Hatsuharu and Rin are together, there's like heat. But then like when Akito and Shigure are together, I'm just like, ew. Yuck. I don't want to think about it.
I close my eyes to the age gap. I don't even want to know what it
It's
is.
6 years. I think she's 20 and he's 26. So like that isn't
I
the
think
worst
they
thing
said
now.
I think she's,
like I
like-
think it was grosser when they were younger, but
I don't think she's.
I don't know.
She's not exactly
she's
20.
20.
She's like in her 20s.
She's 20
She's 20
something.
something.
She's 20
Yeah,
something.
she's 20 something. I think they said that she's in her
No,
20s, but they didn't say she was 20. Like she's 20 something. I think they said she was 20 something.
It's still like kind of gross if you think about it, because like he was in love with her when she was like basically a child.
I don't know. There was the whole thing about with her mom and like her with Kurino and like
They are a hot
that's
mess.
it's
Like-
just a mess.
so like I can defend Shigure and actually up to the point where like he sleeps with her mom.
Yeah.
Like I can defend him up to that point, but then like there's just I can't defend that.
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Shigure
there's like
fans,
literally
but
no reason for you to sleep with her mom.
Yeah, I feel like I could defend all his actions except for the mom thing. That part, there's no argument. Like, what the hell?
yeah, and the high school girl like comments, even though he doesn't really seem to like follow through on any of his perverted comments about high school girls, like those comments aren't okay either.
Yeah, they aren't. It's kind of common. I feel like it's common in like anime. There's always someone.
Yeah,
very.
I feel like it's just
Very, yeah. Like for some reason, high school
Yeah.
girls are extremely sexualized, but that's another topic. But I do have
Yeah,
to defend Shigure a little bit because I know we have some Shigure fans in our group that I
Yes.
have to speak for. So, like, the thing I will say about Shigure is he is definitely the one pushing people in the beginning. Like, he's definitely the one trying to elicit change. And he actually does care about people and he wants to help them. But he does it in a way where they can, like, put the blame on him. And they don't know that he's helping. So like
I mean,
he really
he's
is
certainly
trying
like
to.
the mastermind.
Yes, that's a good word for him. Like he definitely is like pulling all the strings in the background. Most of the strings he's pulling are not selfish. Most of the actions he's taking are for others, and he just like pretends that he's a joker and like doesn't want people to take him seriously so that Akito won't get suspicious. And so that like other people won't get suspicious of him. So like that's what I'll say for Shigure up until the whole mess with Ren and Akito herself.
Okay, that part is just. I'll just play it off as like, because I'm assuming it's when he was like a teenager, you know, like teenage stupidity and revenge driven.
I don't know.
I don't know
It's just
either.
even more
Angst.
gross.
But like again, I don't condone his
I
actions.
don't know about that one either, to be honest.
That's like my only thing that I could say that's like sort of defending, but also not really, because I can't see it as justifiable either.
The only way I could see this being redeemed at all is that it was a misunderstanding and he didn't actually sleep with her mom.
He did.
I-
He definitely
It
did.
was not a misunderstanding.
Alright, that was
Definitely
the
did.
only way I was like, this is the only way that Shigure could ever bounce back from this is that he didn't actually sleep with her and that it was just a misunderstanding.
And there is no bouncing back.
Yeah.
I guess what this show tries to tell us is that no one is a good person.
Yeah.
No one is actually a good person.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at like keeping in mind characters' ages when they do stupid things. But I think even when you're a dumb teenager, like I don't think you would sleep with someone's mom.
The way they talk about it, like it sounds more recent though. It doesn't sound like he was a teenager.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it was when he started living on his own. When he got kicked out.
Yeah, so like I don't think it was actually that long ago.
Yeah, even if he was though, like I still think that's like hell wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like it might have I don't know, because like it depends when Akito slept with Kureno, right?
Yeah, Akito's disgusting and also just sleeps with Kureno sometimes.
I mean, Kureno also enables her to do so. That's like his
Yeah, I really hate Kureno
in a
for
way.
being so, like, weak. Like, that, I see him as weak for, like, not being able to,
He's
like,
but
abandon
he's actually
Akito.
a really good reflection of Toru as a character, because they are exactly the same type of character.
But Toru's not an enabler. Kureno's an enabler.
Yeah, but they're both very, very passive in all situations, and they would just let things happen
Toru?
to help others.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, well, okay, so you make a good point, is that both of them, their motivation is to help the people they care about, but at the same time, like, Kureno's willing to hurt people to help Akito, and Toru wouldn't hurt other people to help people. She would hurt herself, but she wouldn't hurt others.
I don't know if Kureno counts as hurt, like purposefully hurting others, because he's being hurt as well. But that's like a different discussion for another day. I just think it's interesting that they're very similar.
Yeah, there are similarities, but I wouldn't say that they're like a reflection of each
I
other.
wouldn't really draw them. I didn't immediately draw them as similar.
I mean, Arisa herself,
I don't know.
like,
I always saw them
says
as
that they're similar.
I always saw them as very similar.
I mean, Arisa says that, so it's not like
Oh, that's true.
That's not that you got
She did
that
say
from
that.
out of nowhere. Yeah, like, I don't know that I agree with Arisa, but
Well, I think she said it was more on the klutzy side, or like the ditzy side.
yeah. Well, first that's what she said, and then later she was like, "Yeah, because you guys are really like devoted to your friends or to."
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Kureno's not one of my favorite characters just because he's so passive and enabling Akito to do all these like crazy stuff.
Yeah, if he just stopped enabling Akito, like, because his curse is broken so he can stop enabling her, none of this shit would have happened to anybody. Like, people would stop, like, Rin wouldn't have gotten pushed off a balcony, and, you know, other people would have gotten hurt by Akito if he had just, like, stepped up and tried to help her through her problems rather than just allow her to keep being a demon.
I don't think he would have been able to stop her, though. To be honest, even if he, I feel like what would have happened is that he would have just been kicked out.
That's true too. That could have happened. I don't know. From a very young age, his curse was broken. Like, Akito was still really small, so like I think he could have helped her towards healing at a very young age rather than just allowing her to do whatever the hell she wanted.
Even if he didn't help her heal, it would have like benefited more if he just left, because I feel like that would be a bigger eye opener for her than like, oh, even if the curse is broken, I'll still be with her forever.
It would have changed her, but I don't know if she would have been any better of a person. Like, I still feel like she would have desperately clung to the bonds that she still had, to the people she still had under her control.
I mean, it definitely would have benefited more if he left rather than stayed, though.
I really don't think he would have had that much of an influence on her. I feel like even if whether he left or stayed, it still really enabled her.
I mean, he wouldn't have slept with her, and then Shigure wouldn't have slept with his mom.
She would have found someone else to sleep with.
Yeah, she would have found someone else. Like, I really don't think Kureno had that much.
I mean, the reason why she slept with him was to have a hold on him because she was worried that he was gonna leave. So if he left,
yeah, but I
don't think she would have slept with anyone else.
Well, she had a hold on him from when she was like, I don't know how old she was in that point where his curse broke, and she like begs him to stay and not leave her. Like, she was really young, so a good amount of years had passed between that moment and between when they actually slept together.
Either way, it's a boy. What the heck? It's one of my not my favorites. I don't hate him, but he's very questionable.
He's my favorite character design
on him.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite character design. You are correct.
Can I also just say, like, something really, really important?
Yes.
Why do none of the rooms in the Soma mansion have furniture?
Dude, it's for Akito to lounge around.
Like, why is every single room just empty?
Wasn't that like
All of these
This is
meetings
rooms
they
for
have are
Akito to
empty
walk
rooms.
through.
Like, how many rooms are in this household that just don't contain furniture?
isn't that a traditional Japanese thing where like they have the is it tatami? No, not tatami. It's the cushion beds that they keep in the closet.
Like a futon?
Huh?
A futon?
Yeah, the futon. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
why.
You roll up your futon and you put it away, but like, you still could, even if in a very traditional Japanese furniture, you still have like a low table
Yeah.
and like little cushions to sit on.
There's still a lot of there's a lot of rooms in that house
True.
because Akito's in a very like obviously different room almost every episode she shows up in.
Yeah, episode 4 is the first episode where there is actually furniture. There's like a desk. It's like the first time in the whole show that a room at the Soma mansion has something in it.
Dude, can you imagine working in this like household and you have to find the head and you can't find her because she's in a different room every day and there's just like a million rooms. It's like a headache.
I don't know. It unnecessarily bothers me, like, all of these empty rooms. Like,
I thought
why
it was,
couldn't you put something in it?
I thought it was interesting that Hatsuharu lives in the state, right? His
Yes.
room is like not traditional.
Oh yeah,
I
it
was
was
like,
such
this
a
estate is hella traditionally designed, you know. And then
Yeah.
you go to
Well, Miji's
Hatsuharu's
isn't
room, and it's
either.
like, I was like, what the hell is this? It's like a normal teenage boy room.
he has like a freaking like all these technology, modern stuff.
The video games and things like that, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, where does this fit in the traditional Japanese model?
It's symbolic. He has furniture in his life because he knows how to love people. Akito doesn't know how to love people, so she doesn't have furniture.
Furniture. How does that go? How
Okay.
does that?
I don't know. I didn't write the show. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, to be fair, all of Akito's like rooms are like dark and somber. And,
Oh yeah, why though? It's always so dark.
because she's so emo.
she can't turn on the lights. You know, like that's too
They're always
much.
dark.
I don't know how Akito lives. Like, she's constantly just screaming at people. Every single scene
Yeah.
we see her in, she screams at someone. Like,
Yeah, no,
She's constantly in a bad mood.
Yeah, I was like, dang, how do you live like that? I was gonna ask how long the season's gonna be. Is it 24 episodes?
it says 13 when I look on Google.
What? No way.
It says 12 or 13. The
Yeah.
official website of Fruits Basket recently confirmed that season 3 will run for a single cour, which means a total of 12 or 13 episodes.
Oh,
I mean, kind of makes sense because it is reaching its conclusion already.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if they had stretched out to 24. It feels like it's
Yeah.
pretty much at
I
the
thought
end.
someone said that it was
I feel
going
like-
to be up to 24, but it does make sense.
I feel like you could slap in like some Fruits Basket another bonus into it to stretch it out.
Maybe. Well, whatever. I mean, that would. I feel like that would just be its own thing, though. Like they wouldn't attach it to a final season. It would be its own
Yeah.
like OVA or like something like that.
Yeah.
I'm good with it
This is
being
where-
12 or 13 because, like, I feel like I'm ready for the end.
Yeah, I'd be fine. I'm fine with 13 episodes too.
I feel like we've reached the end. Like a lot of things are already reaching like the height, and a lot of arcs are already concluding.
Mm-hmm.
And the only arc that's missing is really like Kyo and Toru's development.
Yeah.
And I think we're reaching there.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the focus of the upcoming episodes.
Any other thoughts for episode 4?
I was gonna say I'm still just a little shook figuring out that blonde guy in the opening was Momichi. I was like, who's this guy?
Yes.
I'm still sorry I
Oh,
spoiled
man, I
it for
love-
you. Like,
I thought that blonde guy was a new character, and I thought he was gonna be like the new Rooster or something.
The new rooster.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, Colonel's not Rooster anymore. Maybe it reincarnated to like another person, and I thought they were gonna like introduce him. But I guess it's Momichi.
Surprise! He gets a glow up.
I want to see him, like, turn into a rabbit after his glow up. Like, does he look like a more mature rabbit, too?
Gotta look the same. Rabbits don't really change their look, you know? They kind of just look cute.
I know. I know. It would have been funny if, like, when he turned into a rabbit and he just looked all, like, Still like a Bishi
With those
rabbit.
sparkles. Anyways, I think we should wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to participate in our contest.
Yeah, participate in our contest on Twitter at the Shoujo-Verse. You could win the first 2 volumes of Haru
We're
Matsubara.
only
Yay!
shipping Canada and US, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh
Sorry
yeah,
to-
only US
we're
and
sorry.
Canada
International.
participants. I'm sorry,
I'm sorry,
Thailand.
everyone
Yeah.
that's not from US or Canada.
International shipping is some
It's
big
a
money.
little too expensive. Maybe in the future.
If this giveaway goes really well, then maybe next time.
Yeah, so make sure you join us again next week to see who the winners are and check out our new episodes. Yay!
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye! I guess. I feel like it's actually kind of hard to find someone who would do it for you like that, but I don't know. I just think it's funny how he like looks like that, but he doesn't really have any backstory to why. Wait, does he? He doesn't, right?
No, he just looks like that, but he doesn't act the
He
way
just
he
looks like that.
It's the gap moe.
I think it's the same kind of stupid reason like with Rin. Like it represents like her rebellious feelings. Like the way she dresses. I think it's the same thing. Like Hazuharu is just it's his way of rebelling.
Yeah, but
Probably.
it's just funny because you realistically can't do that unless you had either new people, which he probably doesn't, or you got permission from your parents.
We will never figure out
Yes.
that mystery.
Yeah, I think that's gonna remain a mystery.
Got a fake from somewhere. I don't know. Whatever.
Sticking on those like water transfer papers.
He's using those like those kid
Yeah, he's-
tattoos.
Or maybe they just assumed he was of age because he looks old. I don't know.
Yeah, he does look a lot older than his age.
People ask me that about my tattoo
Oh, you have one? I didn't even know you had one.
sometimes. Yeah, I have a Triforce on my hand.
Wait, what do
I
they-
did not know you had one.
And like sometimes people look at it and they're like, "Is that a tattoo?" I was like, "What the hell
A water
else would it
transfer.
be?"
Like,
Like,
kids
do you think I, a 30-year-old like professional, just drew on my hand?
Water transfer tattoo. I do it every day on the same spot though.
They look so like they don't look like real tattoos at all though. Like you can tell. Like this clearly like looks like a tattoo.
Okay,
It's in my
There
skin.
are some tattoos now that are like kind of decent-ish because I get some of the fake ones sometimes to wear at like raves.
Oh my god.
Are they that
Of course
convincing?
you do.
Okay, they've evolved.
Well, I mean, it looked pretty nice. I'll send you guys a picture. I think I have a picture of one.
Alright, send it.
Do it. Post it on the Twitter too.
Maybe. I think of